Welcome to the Echo Center in St. Clairsville on this beautiful championship Saturday. It's the 2025 OVAC Volleyball Championships. Jake McGlumphy alongside my partner Kimberly Jarrett here. We are just about set for game one of this Saturday between the Morgantown Mohegans and the John Marshall Monarchs. Kimberly, what an exciting day here at the Echo Center.
Yes, very exciting. Very exciting to kick off, 9 a.m. first game. But we're going to see lots of good volleyball today.
Yeah, and this John Marshall team, we're going to get a look at the starting lineups here. Number 8, Sarah Hess. Then we're going to have number 20, Addison Blake. Number 15, Sarah Naomi. Number 38, Bree Defabaugh. Number 27, Paisley Babachek. Number 4, Kaylee White. And the libero today, number 1, Mason Inclan. You see the Monarchs ready to go being introduced, and now the Mohegans being introduced to the crowd here at the Echo Center in St. Clairsville.
The Morgantown starters today, number 5, Paige Brink. Number 14, Leah Greeny. Number 30, Abby Polson. Number 9, Kelly Ryan. Number 21, Riley Brennan. Number 20, Derica Nestor. And their libero is number 4, Audrey Tompkins.
Yeah, the Mohegans led by head coach Abigail Wolf. And for John Marshall, they are led by head coach Chelsea Eichelberry. Let you enjoy some of the sights and sounds here as we are moments away from getting underway in these 2025 OVAC Volleyball Championships. It should be 5 intriguing matchups today as you see both teams greeting one another down on the floor. And we are just about ready to roll. Officials in place today. All right, let's take a look at the road to the finals here, how both these teams got here. John Marshall, a 3-2 win over University. Wasn't an easy road to the finals for the Monarchs, but nonetheless, they made it through. And then Morgantown taking on Steubenville Big Red in the semifinal matchups on Tuesday. And that was a clean sweep for the Mohegans. And now for the keys to the game, John Marshall. It's going to be a lot of effort, communication, and then mental toughness. And Kimberly, for the Mohegans, some other things to look at.
The Morgantown coaches told us the keys to their game is aggressive and consistent serving, a balanced offense, and also staying adaptable.
Yeah, so obviously 2 very successful coaches in this game. And they both have a game plan ready to go as the starters are on the floor. And we are just about set to get the action rolling.
First serve today is going to be from Morgantown. They will be starting this match, and they're starting this match with an overall record of the year of 26-5-1.
And right into the net on the first one. So the Monarchs with an easy point to start this championship Saturday as we are underway in St. Clairsville. So the Monarchs take over with the serve now, and it'll be number 2, Zoe Kuntz in there. Nice dig and a nice block at the net. It's number 13, Nia Miller, and her counterpart down there right there to give the Monarchs a 2-0 lead. Beautiful dig by number 7 of the Mohegans, Beth Robinson, the senior in there. This one blocked at the net. That's the Monarchs' number 27 there, Paisley Babicek. Leah Greeny sends it over to the Monarchs. And some trouble there for John Marshall as tried to get it back over, but that one out of bounds as the Mohegans even this first set up at 2 apiece. Greeny with the serve. Dug out there by Nia Miller, but the point to the Mohegans, and they're gonna have their first lead of the day here.
That was a beautiful overpass block by number 30, Abby Polson of Morgantown.
Yeah, and according to Coach Wolf, Abby, the middle one, typically matching up against the more efficient hitters, and you saw it right there. That last series, John Marshall evening things back up at 3 as we've had a back and forth battle so far early on here. Sarah Naomi's serve out of bounds. The Mohegans get the point, and we'll have a couple of substitutions now. Serve dug out by the Monarchs. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like we had a violation there on the net. So the point to the Mohegans.
Yeah, we had a net violation on John Marshall's side, just a little too tight there to the net. Couldn't really help it getting in the net there, but Morgantown will be serving again.
The Monarchs answer right back, making up for the miscue. As Paisley Babicek will head to the bench for a breather. Number 38, Bree Defabaugh in to serve. That one a clean serve. Mohegans set it up. Nice play at the net there by both teams as Mohegans and Monarchs go back and forth. A big swing by the Mohegans, number 5. John Marshall coming back to even things back up at 5 apiece.
No, that'll be 6 serving 4. That ended up being Morgantown's point, but they were right there. Good play so far.
Some trouble on the return for the Monarchs as Morgantown picks up another one. Number 24, Izzy Mara, doing the serving for the Mohegans. A couple of successful series here. Mara tried to save it from getting out of bounds there, but couldn't quite get it back over the net. This will be Nia Miller serving for the Monarchs as she sends it over. Mara digs it out.
Net violation during the block from Morgantown, so that point will go to John Marshall.
Miller serve over, and good attempt by the Monarchs to block it, but number 5, Paige Brink, too heavy on the swing there as she picks up another point for the Mohegans. And Paige picked up her 1,000th career kill last week, so I have a feeling we'll be seeing a lot of her here in this match today. Number 20, Addison Blake with the point as The Mohegans tried to stop her, but just too much on that one, and John Marshall back to within one. Monarchs libero Mason Inclan with the serve. Mohegans setting it up. Monarchs control it. Big swing there. And that one a bit too strong as number 14, Leah Greeny of the Mohegans, just a little too much mustard on that one. That one out of bounds. Monarchs back to even now at 8 apiece. Inclan right off the top of the net. Set up, and this time Greeny makes up for that heavy hit the last series as she just puts a soft little touch on it and drops it right in front of the Monarchs. Nothing they could really do there. The Monarchs will try to do the same thing. Greeny again, and she's got the kill there. Number 14 with back-to-back points for the Mohegans. Monarchs try their shot, but another net violation there, as that's our third here in this first set of this 5A championship game. Morgantown takes a 3-point lead. It's now 11-8. Audrey Tompkins sends the serve over for the Mohegans. This one's set up nicely. The Monarchs with a little trouble, but control it now. Mohegans with a big swing, but number 15, Sarah Naomi of the Monarchs, gets up there and denies her at the net to pick up the Monarchs point. A beautiful play there. That's number 30, Abby Paulson on the Mohegans. Kind of deked them there, as showed as if she was gonna spike it, but then just dropped it in for the easy point. And it looks like we're gonna have a quick break in the action here. And as they take a break, we are going to take a break as well. We'll be right back. It's the 2025 OVAC Volleyball Championships.
You're watching a WJMH Media production. We're an entirely student-run broadcasting program based out of John Marshall High School, whose goal is to connect, entertain, and inform. Along with many John Marshall High School productions, WJMH Media has also worked with WTRF, the Wheeling Symphony Orchestra, Augusta Levy Learning Center, OVAC, West Liberty University, and the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube at WJMH Media.
Back, everyone. The 2025 OVAC Volleyball Championship is sponsored by these official OVAC corporate partners: the Health Plan, Project Best, and East Central Ohio Educational Service Center. As we're back to action, if you're just joining us, we are in the Class 5A championship game here at the Echo Center in St. Clairsville. Morgantown leading John Marshall right now 14-8. And Kimberly, it seems as if Morgantown has really kind of controlled the tempo early on in this first set.
Yeah, this rotation alone right here, the libero has been serving. Now this is, I believe, her 6th point in a row in this rotation. John Marshall's just having a hard time serve receiving her, but in credit to that, when the ball comes back to Morgantown, their defense has been really strong lately to help them keep scoring the points and keep them in this rotation.
Yeah, and that's Audrey Tompkins, the Mohegans libero that Kimberly's talking about, and standing at a mighty 4'11". But as Coach Wolf says, she's very quick on defense, and she's able to read the ball super well, as we've seen here. Morgantown has their lead stretched out. It's 16-8, still in the first set. And Tompkins just a little bit too strong on that one. The Monarchs will take the serve.
Number 8, Sarah Hess, will be serving now for John Marshall.
Killed there by number 30, Abby Paulson. Got up, as you can see that height on number 30 as she got up and above, and
they called a net violation though. She was in the net on that hit, so that point ended up being John Marshall.
Number 5, Paige Brink with the point. Egan's leading 17-10 now. Nice ace there. Paige Brink, number 9, Kelly Ryan on the serve, picking up the ace. The senior's 18th ace of the season here. She'll serve it up again, and this one, a beauty right over the net. John Marshall sets it up. Tompkins. Big swing by Leah Greeny, but blocked at the net by the Monarchs, and she tries again, and she doesn't miss that time. Greeny spikes it into the court and gives the Mohegans a 9-point lead now as they try to close in on taking this first set. Stuffed at the net. Abby Paulson of the Mohegans making her presence known. She'll try again, and that one too heavy as the Monarchs just not able to react in time for that. Morgantown takes a 10-point lead here in set number 1 of this 5A championship. Monarchs send it over. Tompkins. And a big swing. Number 5, Paige Brink again. Too much to handle for the Monarchs, and that's going to cause head coach Chelsea Eichelberry to take a timeout for her girls. Talk things over as they find themselves trailing 21-10 here in set number 1. As they take a break, so are we. We'll be right back. It's the 2025 OVAC Volleyball Championship. Stay with us.
Medicine. Here, it's more than a practice. It's a promise. To get you home sooner and get you back out there. To push the boundaries of what convention says is possible. To stop at nothing, no matter what. That's why medicine is in everything we do.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's take a look at our officials today. Jim Little on the tower there, John Petrisco, and the line judges, Joe Wagner and Bob Shaney. Never an easy job in high school sports. Usually you have to take a grunt of the parents in the crowd, but nonetheless, very grateful for our OVAC officials here officiating these championship matchups. Morgantown takes a 12-point lead now, just 3 points away from securing this first set. That one a little too strong on the serve by Kelly Ryan. John Marshall serve things back as we have a couple of subs coming in and out. Zoe Kuntz will do the serving. Also checking in for the Monarchs was number 13, Nia Miller. John Marshall with some work to do in this first set, looking to climb back into things.
John Marshall was able to score that point there. That attempt kill on the outside went into the antenna, so Zoe Kuntz with the point.
Koontz with the serve now. And a good job to save things, but just out of bounds there on the other side of the net. Morgantown now 2 points away from taking this first set. This Morgantown team, they have experience here in this OVAC championship games. They've played in the past 6 OVAC championships in Class 5A as John Marshall picks up the point to inch a little closer, now down by just 10. And talking with Coach Wolf, says the Mohegans, they've never won the OVAC and the West Virginia State title in the same year, so that is something that they've been striving for year in and year out as they've made those 6 consecutive OVAC championship appearances. And another point by the Mohegans.
That kill was by number 5, Paige Brink of Morgantown, who is now on set point here in set 1.
Yeah, and we talked about Paige a little bit already. She's chasing the program record of 1,072 career kills. She's got just 35 to go, and she's picked up a few here already in this first set. Morgantown looking to close out the first set of this 5A championship. The Monarchs hanging strong. And there it is. Number 5, once again, Brink, as the Mohegans take set number 1 by a score of 25-13. Both teams will step aside. All right, let's take a couple looks back at that first set. Our replay today brought to you by the Health Plan. Kimberly, a lot of strong play in that first set from both sides, but it was the Mohegans taking the win in set number 1. As you see there, a nice block and a beautiful rally here going back and forth. What were you seeing there in that first set for the Mohegans and for the Monarchs as we're looking at these?
I would say definitely for sure Morgantown runs a really smart offense, and they were utilizing a lot of, different types of kills. We say, we try to tip, really place the ball well. I think they were really aggressive with doing that. They went down the line, they tipped over the block. They had some back row attacks as well. So probably a little bit hard to read for John Marshall, but I'm sure in this timeout they're going to make some defensive adjustments, and we'll see what set 2.
What goes into that when you're trying to organize that game plan in terms of what kind of offense or what kind of defense you're going to run, especially in these high-intensity matchups like these championship games?
Well, when you get to this level, of course, both teams have had quality seasons, but, when you're looking at who's across the net or how are they defending you or where do they defend well, you want to teach your hitters to have a lot of options. And, if you make your offense hard to be received, if you are aggressive with lots of options. If you can hit all of those shots, you're not as predictable. So, you want your hitters to be confident and be able to just go for it and be aggressive. And then defensively, you just have to read, what is that hitter going to do when she's attacking? If she has a lot of options, you can't predict that you can just protect line. You got to be on your toes and ready to cover a short ball too.
Well, we appreciate that insight, and it's definitely helpful as we saw the Mohegans and this Morgantown squad. Just looking at them, you can see them on the floor. A lot of size on this Morgantown team, and obviously that's exactly what you want when you're playing the sport of volleyball.
Oh, absolutely. Height's a beautiful thing, but not just that. You can have a player, if she has a really high vertical, one of the things that I saw that stood out on Morgantown's team, they have 2 players that are reaching a max touch of 10 foot 2 inches. And if you can get that high, you're obviously way above the net, and that you're just very aggressive on a block and an attack, either one. But, if you can use that power for sure, and the strength of your hitter and the size of your team. But John Marshall has some height too. There's some height on both sides of the net. They're playing aggressive defense, defending those hitters.
Yeah, not an easy task for the Monarchs, but they have held their own. As we're just about set to get set number 2 started here. If you're just joining us, it's the 2025 OVAC Volleyball Championships. We are in game 1, the first of 5 today at the Echo Center in St. Clairsville. Mohegans with a 1-0 lead over John Marshall. And they get off to a good start in set number 2 with another kill there.
That was another kill by Paige Brink, who is chasing that program record that Morgantown. Her coach has a school record of 1,072 career kills, and looks like she's chasing that pretty hard.
That indeed, as the effort there by Addison Blake of the Monarchs right into the net. Morgantown will take a 2-point lead here. Izzy Mara in, set to serve it for the Mohegans. Number 27, Paisley Babachek gets an early point here in set number 2. We just talked about the height, and as Kimberly mentioned, both teams, they've got the height right up at the front of the net there. And we could see on that play as Babachek picks up the first point of set number 2 for John Marshall. Nice rally going here. John Marshall, and Mohegans able to save it and then really turn nothing into something as Paige Brink picks up the kill there and gives Morgantown a 3-1 lead here in set number 2. Nice serve by Brink, and too heavy there on the spike by Sarah Naomi. That one's out of bounds. Morgantown takes a 3-point lead now. Brink, a nice serve, but an even better dig by the Monarchs libero Mason Inclan, and good effort by the Mohegans libero Audrey Tompkins to save it there, but the point will go to the Monarchs. Another beautiful play by the Mohegans, and that's kind of what we were just talking about in between sets, that defensive mentality. It seems the Monarchs just kind of not ready to react in the appropriate manner there.
Yeah, that ball, maybe just a little miscommunication, went right between, the hitter went right between the seams, so right between two players. Just a little bit hard to defend there, and picked up another kill by Morgantown, who's now receiving the ball.
Monarchs set it up, and a nice block at the net. That's number 30, Abby Polson, and number 14, Leah Greeny. The team effort there to pick up the Mohegan point. Big swing, number 30, Abby Polson. Right after the block, she comes back and shows a little offense. Spikes it for the kill and gives Morgantown a 7-2 lead. As the teams step aside for a quick breather, so are we. We'll be right back. Here, it's the 2025 OVAC Volleyball Championships.
I work in nursing home, I work in the restaurant, and I own my own food truck. And I banquet Huntington. I used to always look at that sign, come on, own your own home. So one day I just said, okay, I'm gonna go talk to the banker. And he didn't tell me, no, it's not possible. He told me anything was possible. And that made me feel good. Hi, I'm Veronica, and this is my banker, Roger. He's awesome. He's a good guy.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
Nia Miller picks up the kill there for John Marshall coming from the outside. And now the score right after that timeout was a big point for John Marshall. Now going to be serving for them will be number 30, and the score is 3-7 here in set 2.
Yeah, the Monarchs with a quick point right out of that short commercial break. We're back to action in this 5A championship. Beautiful dig, number 2. Zoe Kuhn to the Monarchs, and it turns into a point for John Marshall as they inch a little closer, cutting the deficit down to just 3 now.
That was back-to-back kills by number 13, Nia Miller, on the outside. She tooled the block really well there to score another point for the Monarchs.
Monarchs set it up, get it back over, and that one right in there.
And that was her 3rd kill in a row, number 13, Nia Miller for John Marshall.
Yeah, Miller all over the court here in this second set. Morgantown setting up Greeny, and Greeny, she's had her name called quite a few times here in the first 2 sets as she drops in another one, and a nice offensive play there for the Mohegans. That one too strong from Nia Miller. After those 3 consecutive kills that she just had, makes it 9-5 Morgantown now. As they send things back over. Morgantown sets it up right off the top of the net. Monarchs control it now, and Miller just outside that line there is another point to Morgantown as they take a 5-point lead here in set number 2. If you're just joining us, they have a 1-0 lead after taking set 1 by a score of 25-13. That one out of bounds. Nice decision by the Monarchs there to let that one fall. So they'll pick up a point. Kimberly, we've seen already that in this sport, you can get on those hot streaks. We saw Miller do it. We've seen Greeny do it on the Morgantown side as the Monarchs pick up another point. But how crucial is that for one of your key players to kind of get on one of those runs, especially in a game like this?
Yeah, you know, you really trust those hitters, you know, to want that. Those girls will want that ball. But volleyball is a sport of momentum. For sure, you know, and if you can get 1, 2, you can usually try and get 3, 4, and if somebody's got a hot hand, you know, you're going to want to try and keep going to that same kid because they have lots of options and they want the ball. Once they get that confidence, get a big kill, they're going to want the ball and try to go even more. That's a huge spark for your team.
Abby Paulson, a little too strong there. Monarchs back to within 1 now, 10-9 serving 10 here in set number 2. Miller sends it across. Morgantown sets up Greeny again, and she's been dominant today. Picks up another kill, number 14. Those outside hitters for the Mohegans, and she's doing her job pretty well here today.
Leah Greeny is now serving for Morgantown.
A nice little deke there by number 21, Riley Brennan. Kind of showed as if she was going to set things up for a spike and then just tapped it over. John Marshall not ready for it. Makes it 12-9 Mohegans. That's number 5, Paige Brink.
She got that overpass kill right there. You want to try when you're in defense, try to not set up those powerful hitters, which is hard to do when you're serve receiving a hard ball like that. But those hitters across the net are coming right back at you with a hard hit if you give them an opportunity to overpass.
And John Marshall answers right back. That's number 20, Addison Blake, getting the point for the Monarchs as we've got a tight one here in set number 2. 10 serving 13. As Mason Inclan sends it over. Big swing, and that's Brink again. Monarchs can't handle it on defense. 14-10 now, Mohegans.
A substitution by Morgantown. This player coming in is number 33, Madison Wiseman.
Nice serve by Wiseman, dug out. Mohegans with some nice defensive play once again. Morgantown not able to get the kill there. That one right into the net, as we'll have a couple of more substitutions. Morgantown's libero, Audrey Tompkins, checking in, along with number 27, Paisley Babachek for the Monarchs. Brink with that big swing there. Dug out by the Monarchs libero. Another beautiful save for John Marshall. It was number 4, Kaylee White, falling to the floor. She dug it out, and then there she is again, number 14, Leah Greeny. She has got some power on those swings, and the Monarchs just have had no answer for her on defense today. Makes it 16-11. Monarchs set it up. Nice save by the Mohegans. That was number 24, Izzy Mara, falling to her knees to save that one. Babachek sends it back over. Number 9, Kelly Ryan, tries for the kill, but John Marshall ready for it. Number 15, Sarah Naomi, and number 20, Addison Blake. Nice team effort there to pick up another point for the Monarchs as the deficit's cut down to 4 now. Monarchs set things up, and
they caught a lift there on that dig on Morgantown's side, so that'll be a point for John Marshall, and that scored a point for number 2, Zoe Kuntz, who's serving again.
Kuntz a lot of time at the service line today as the Monarchs pick up another point. This time, number 15, Sarah Naomi, she gets the kill.
It was a good set there by their setter, too. Number 8, Sarah Hess. That was a quick ball coming right in, and Naomi just put it down. Good point for the Monarchs.
To work, and the Monarchs starting to get that defense rolling here. Nice block at the net. Morgantown says we can do the same, as a nice little series here. This one tapped over, and that one falls in. Once again, Leah Greeny with the point for the Mohegans. It's 17-14 Morgantown. Morgantown, another point there. Kelly Ryan right at the net. Monarchs, nice effort on the block attempt. Couldn't quite handle it. Morgantown takes an 18-14 lead, and a much tighter set here than the first one that we had. For just joining us, Morgantown took set number 1, 25-13. What a save there by Babicek. And the Monarchs pick up the point.
That was a great play defensively there for Paisley, the right side. That was a strong play. You know, right here, number 15, the middle, Sarah Naomi is going to be serving as John Marshall's only down by 3 now.
Morgantown answers back with a point, 19-15 now. Morgantown's libero, Audrey Tompkins, sends it over. Babicek, tries to drop it in, but that one out of bounds. A nice effort by number 27. Makes it 20-15 Morgantown. Kuntz sends it over and just a bit too strong. That one out of bounds. Morgantown another point, and head coach Chelsea Eichelberry will take a minute to talk things over with her Lady Monarchs, and Coach Wolf on the Morgantown side will do the same. It's 21-15 here in set number 2. All right, well, the OVAC is on Facebook, X, and Instagram. You can find pictures, articles, and updates of everything OVAC. And the WJMH Media, the student-run broadcasting service of Marshall County Schools based out of John Marshall High School, is proud to partner with the OVAC for today's event. Today's crew consists of over 15 freshmen through senior students working both behind the scenes and on air. You can keep up with WJMH Media by following us on X, liking us on Facebook, and subscribing to our YouTube page. Both teams back out on the floor after the timeout by John Marshall, as Morgantown 4 points away from securing this second set and taking a 2-0 lead, but the Monarchs, they're not so fast. It's number 13, Nia Miller. She had a couple of big plays earlier in this set, and she comes through again here late. The Monarchs try to claw back and even this 5A championship set. One apiece. This defensive play at the net. Monarchs control it again. Nice Mohegans setting up Abby Paulson there. Paulson with the point. Morgantown 22, John Marshall 16. It's Kelly Ryan set to serve it away. Another big swing, and what a dig there. Number 18 of the Monarchs, 38, that was Bree Deffabaugh who dug that one out. Greeny tries again, and Kuntz digs it out this time. Some big swings in this series. Monarchs pick up the point. You can hear that John Marshall crowd starting to get into it a little bit. They cut the deficit down to 5.
That was number 30, Abby Polson for Morgantown with that kill off of the slide attack. Morgantown is now 2 points away from claiming set 2.
Greeny with the serve. Sets up Brink. Dug out by Deffabaugh on the other side, and Brink again. This time it's good. Brink gets the kill. Had her first attempt dug out by Bree Deffabaugh and got a second chance, and she didn't miss it there as got a set point. Leah Greeny sending it over, and an ace to take set number 2 for the Mohegans. Quick and easy there for number 14. Morgantown takes set number 2, 25-17. All right, folks, well, while we have a minute, we're going to take a quick break here. It's the 2025 OVAC Volleyball Championships. We'll be right back.
Thinking that four-year college isn't for you? Consider a career in the construction trades. Project Best can show you how you can earn while you learn in a skilled trades apprenticeship program. No experience necessary. Project Best works with the local building trades and local construction companies using skilled tradespersons to build everything stronger together in the Ohio Valley. For more information, go to projectbest.com.
You're watching a WJMH Media production. We're an entirely student-run broadcasting program based out of John Marshall High School, whose goal is to connect, entertain, and inform. Along with many John Marshall High School productions, WJMH Media has also worked with WTRF, the Wheeling Symphony Orchestra, Augusta Levy Learning Center, OVAC, West Liberty University, and the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube at WJMH Media.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2025 OVAC Volleyball Championships here at the Echo Center in St. Clairsville. A couple Mohegan fans that made the trip up here to St. Clairsville. We'll take a couple look at that set number 2. A few replays here brought to you by the Health Plan. Kimberly Morgantown taking set number 2 after a dominant first set.
Multiple attack options, and then they ended there. I was just reviewing all their stats, but Leah Greeny ended set point in set 2 with an ace, and she is the team leader in aces for the season so far.
Yeah, Greeny's been making her presence known. We saw a couple of nice plays there by the Monarchs. Zoe Kuntz and Bree Deffabaugh, Paisley Babachek. All of those young ladies making their presence known. But it was the Mohegans taking things in set number 2. As we see another beautiful play by Leah Greeny, who Kimberly was just talking about. She's been all over the place in set number 1 and 2. And it's been beneficial for Morgantown as they have a 2-0 lead, looking to close things out here in set number 3 in this OVAC Class 5A Volleyball Championship game. Meanwhile, for the Monarchs, work to do. And Kimberly, when you find yourself up 2-0 or down 2-0 going into that third set, is there anything specific that you're really trying to make sure that your girls aren't pressing too hard or doing too much of?
Usually, either one. If you're down 0-2 or if you're ahead 2-0, right? There's still a lot of volleyball that could be played. So, whether you're ahead or down, and for instance, right now, John Marshall's down, but there still could be, you could reverse sweep a team. So that takes a lot of mental toughness and aggressiveness here. And they did score that first point. So we'll see what set 3 brings us. But I think, when you're in a deciding set situation for Morgantown, you want to keep doing what you're doing because it's worked so far, but you got to not get too far ahead of yourselves because you haven't won that yet.
Absolutely. As Monarchs, Kimberly mentioned, off to a good start with a 1-0 lead. Morgantown, Greeny with a big swing, but there's the Monarchs right at the net. Number 15, Sarah Naomi, comes up with a big play along with her counterpart. Looks like number 8, Sarah Hess, who was in there as well. Kuntz sends it back over. Greeny with a big swing, that one right into the net. John Marshall with an early 3-0 lead here in set number 3.
I noticed between points there on that last attempt by Greeny, she asked her setter to get her the ball a little bit higher, and she did. You know, that time they just made a quick correction off of a hitting error to turn that into a kill for Greeny, and Morgantown secured that point.
Yeah, Greeny with plenty of kills here today and then throughout the first 2 sets. Big reason she's been on the floor for most of this championship match, as this one blocked at the net but falls onto the Mohegan side. Nice play by number 13, Nia Miller, for the Monarchs. So we see head coach Chelsea Eichelberry there, liking what she's seeing here early on in set number 3. So Monarchs send it back over. Morgantown will set it up. Brink goes for the kill. She'll pick up the point. Brink, another one that we've seen a lot of today here in this first of 5 games, these OVAC Volleyball Championships. There it is, and number 20, Derica Nestor, she gets in on the action with a kill of her own. Pulls Morgantown to within 1, 4-3 early on here in set number 3. Mohegan's too strong on the serve from number 33, Madison Wisman.
I noticed in this set, John Marshall's made a change in their lineup, so their attacker, number 27, Paisley Babachek, who was playing right side, she's actually playing middle right now, so probably just trying to defend those attackers of Morgantown a little bit differently with a different middle blocker, and now we have a new right side and right front for John Marshall and number 22, Isla Urbanek.
Yeah, good call there, Kimberly, and that was number 13. It looked like Nia Miller on the block at the net. Coach Eichelberry has made some adjustments here for set number 3, and they prove to be working. That one just sneaks in.
And John Marshall's now looking at a 7-3 lead with number 8, Sarah Hess, serving again.
Make it 8-3 to now, as Morgantown with a bit of trouble on offense early in this 3rd set. John Marshall with a comfortable 5-point lead, and that'll shrink to 4 there after the serve. A couple of substitutions for the Mohegans. Number 9, Kelly Ryan, and number 24, Izzy Mara, checking in for Morgantown. Mara will serve things fresh off the bench, and that one's right into the net. So hands that point right back to to John Marshall, excuse me. It's now 9-4 Monarchs. Nice effort there. That was number 22, Isla Urbanek, going for the kill, but stuffed at the net by the Mohegans. As Morgantown shrinks that deficit back down to 4. It's 9-5.
Serving now for Morgantown is number 5, Paige Brink.
Dug out nicely. by Kaylee White. Here's Greeny, another big swing, and the big hitter hits home again for Morgantown as Greeny gets the kill to make it 9-6 in favor of John Marshall. But Morgantown hands point right back to the Monarchs on the serve. So John Marshall serve things back over. Mason Inclan, the Monarchs libero, send things over here. Inclan digs it out. Sets up Greeny. And that one just sneaks in for Greeny as she picks up another point.
She had a hard cross hit there. I think John Marshall thought that ball was going out, and it certainly looks so, but nice call by line judge Joe Wagner. It was in. She picks up another kill.
Yeah, not an easy job those line judges have, especially with how hard some of these girls can hit it. Once again, we always give a big shout out to our officiating crews as they've got the hard jobs today. Well, we get the fun ones as John Marshall sends it back over. Morgantown, a big swing. Greeny right into no man's land and picks up a point for the Mohegans. Greeny read the defense nicely there and dropped it right in. Morgantown trailing by just 3 as John Marshall looks to stretch that lead back out. They had it as large as 5 here in this third set, and they'll get it out to 4 there.
Morgantown gave John Marshall an overpass there, and number 20 said, no way, get that out of here and put that ball down. Score another point for the Monarchs.
Yeah, that's Addison Blake, number 20 that Kimberly's talking about. A nice play there for the Monarchs to give them a 4-point lead as Kuntz serves things over. Brink with a big swing, dug out by Inclan. And then the Monarchs stuffed at the net. Nice effort by Nia Miller, but the Morgantown defense ready for that one. As Greeny will set things up to serve here. For just joining us, Morgantown leading this 5A championship 2-0. But John Marshall looking to claw back in this 5A championship as they have a 4-point lead over the Mohegans. Number 15, Sarah Naomi serving for the Monarchs. Sets up Brink, and Brink too strong, that one out. Gets that Monarch lead back out to 5.
Serving 9, John Marshall ahead here with Sarah Naomi serving, but that one scores the Mohegans point number 10 as that ball was not over the net.
Kuntz with a nice dig. Babachek tips it over. Morgantown setting up Brink, and that one too heavy as Monarchs libero Mason Inclan just not enough time to react to that one as it was coming in hot. Morgantown cuts that deficit back down to 3. And you can tell these Mohegans have been hungry here today with this 2-0 lead. Talking to Coach Wolf, they had a kind of a disappointing end last season. Just before the championship game, one of their setters tore her ACL, and then they had to run an entirely different offense in last year's championship game, ended up falling to Marietta. So hoping to get back to the winning side, but John Marshall giving them a tough fight here in this third set. The Monarchs leading by 4 once again.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about volleyball. Like I said before this set, you know, it's not over yet. So John Marshall definitely wants a chance at winning this title and knows they have to win this set for sure to keep their hopes alive. So they're swinging really hard, and they just got another point. Tooled the block there, Nia Miller, and they just scored another point, and they're now ahead by 5 at 16-11.
Head coach Chelsea Eichelberry has him going 4th year as the head coach of the Monarchs. And there's Derica Nestor again. It's her 2nd kill of the day here in set number 3. Morgantown pulls a little closer at 16-12. Monarchs with another point. That lead back out to 5 as you see Coach Eichelberry there once more. Dad, a very well-known football coach for the Monarchs, as they bleed brown and gold in that family. John Marshall, another big swing. The Monarchs swinging heavy in this third set, knowing there's a title on the line. Morgantown controls it, sets up Brink. Brink drops it in. The Monarchs save it. Brink set up again, and that one sneaks in for Paige Brink. Kimberly, she's got to be getting close to that program record of, at the start of this championship match, she had 35 to go, and she's had quite a few kills here in this one today so far.
Yeah, no doubt. She's definitely in double digits by now. She had 35 to go before today, and you can tell that Morgantown relies on her because she's really swinging hard, and she's definitely earned 1,000 by that hard work and that hard swing. And I would say for Morgantown, that record might be broken here in 2025.
Not often you get to see a player of that caliber just chasing school records. Always fun to see. These young ladies work hard year in and year out to compete for this moment right here. Morgantown sets up Greeny. Nice block at the net. Number 22.
Isla Urbanek, and this is the first set she's played for John Marshall, so with an assist there on that block with Paisley Babachek. Huge point for John Marshall to put them ahead 18-14.
Yeah, especially against a heavy hitter Greeny, who's been tough to stop here in this one. Over by the Monarchs, and some trouble getting it over there. Monarchs still clinging to a 3-point lead here in set number 3. They look to force a 4th set. Audrey Tompkins, the Morgantown libero, sends it over. John Marshall, Mohegans will set things up. Greeny goes up for it. Monarchs defense ready for it. Brink this time, and denied once again at the net. This John Marshall defense coming to play here in set number 3.
Huge block there. You know, the blockers for John Marshall, they're not backing down, even though Morgantown has these strong hitters all the way across the net. There was another huge block by Sarah Naomi and Addison Blake.
That one too strong for the Monarchs. Nice effort. We've been hanging right around this 3 to 4 point deficit this entire third set. So we've got a tight one. John Marshall has been leading this entire third set as they look to try and force that 4th set, and There goes that lead, back out to 4. John Marshall 20, Morgantown 16 now. Couple of subs.
Yep, time for the lefts to exchange their defensive specialist just come in, Zoe Kuntz, and back to the left front is outside hitter Nia Miller.
Lauren Townsend. How about this Monarchs defense? A nice effort there, but ricochets out of bounds, so the point to the Mohegans. Back to a 3-point game late in set number 3 as Greeny serves things over. And a nice ace there for number 14. She's had plenty of kills today and picked herself an ace up there. And that'll cause Coach Eggleberry to call a timeout and talk things over, trying not to lose hold of this slim 2-point lead that the Monarchs hold late in set number 3. Coach Eichelberry, a graduate of West Virginia University, a Mountaineer, and now leading the Monarchs. Well, folks, the 2025 OVAC Volleyball Championship is sponsored by these official OVAC corporate partners: West Virginia Northern Community College, WVU Medicine, and Huntington Bank. Big thanks to all of our sponsors making this possible here today. Great atmosphere here inside the Echo Center. What a beautiful facility they've put here together in St. Clairsville. And such a treat that these girls get to play a high-intensity match like this in such a beautiful gymnasium. Back to the action. Big swing by the Monarchs.
Every time John Marshall has called a timeout, their players come right back with a strong kill almost always. So what coach is telling them is really setting in. They take that little pause and come back to the court. Right now, they're 4 sets away from claiming set 3.
That was Sarah Naomi picking up that one, as Naomi will send it over. Morgantown sets up Greeny. Greeny, a force to be reckoned with in this one.
That was a beautiful back row attack coming by Leah Greeny there from the back row. You can see why she plays 6 rotations. If she can swing that aggressive and play defense well in the back row, that's a strong asset for Morgantown.
Monarchs set things up. A nice save there. John Marshall gets the point. Monarchs lead by 3 once again, 22-19. Sarah Hess to send things over for John Marshall as they look to secure this crucial 3rd set. This one out of bounds, and a nice effort by Monarch libero Mason Inclan as she dove into the first row of the stands there to try and save that one, but a mute effort as Morgantown cuts the lead back down to 2. And these Monarchs, they might have bent a little bit here in this 3rd set, but they definitely have not broke yet. They have been leading this 3rd set for the entirety of it. Slim 2-point lead right now, but Morgantown inches a little closer there as the Monarchs too strong. That one out of bounds, 22-21. Coach Abigail Wolf and the Mohegans look to tie things up, but not happening there as that one out of bounds as well. The Monarchs serve things once again. Nia Miller back to work at the service line. Set up Brink. Good effort by the Monarchs, but that one just Rolled off the fingertips a little too soon. Not enough oomph on that one to get it over. Morgantown back to within one, and we've got a tight one down to the wire here in set number 3. 22 serving 23. Babachek sets it over and gets the point there. Brink tried to save it, but some nice English on that one. That one out of bounds. The Monarchs set up with a set point.
That was a huge push and a really smart play there by Paisley Babachek. She put that ball to the deep corner, and that put the Monarchs now at set point.
Can the Monarchs close it out and pick up their first win here in this 5A championship? They sure can. Beautiful play on the defense at the net. And folks, that is the first time this season that the Mohegans have lost to a West Virginia school in a set all year long. So the Mohegans, they've been dominant all season. They've been dominant here in the first 2 sets of today. But it's the Monarchs coming out and handing them their first loss in a set by a West Virginia team. Mohegans have controlled the Mountain State 25-23, the final in set number 3. While the teams are talking things over, getting ready for that 4th set. Take a look at some more of our replays here today. They're brought to you by the Health Plan. And that Monarchs defense and offense just ready to play. As we mentioned the whole set there, the Monarchs never gave up that lead in that 3rd set.
No, and you know, they did what they needed to do after being down 2-0. They won that, what would be what we call the deciding set. You know, you can go down 3-0, or you can fight really hard and, you know, force set 4, and they did exactly that. And like you said, during the set, they led that entire set from point 1 clear through to point 25. So good for them, and we're going to set 4.
Yeah, a couple of big plays. Paisley Babachek, Addison Blake, and that entire Monarch squad with some crucial plays as Coach Eckelberry talking things over with their girls as we continue to look at some of these health plan replays. And there's one right there as we saw the Monarchs. That was number 20 on that one, Addison Blake.
I think their block, you know, their block was really strong, and Coach Eckelberry had also made that change with the middle hitter and playing a different player on the right side. But when you have depth like that on the bench, it's always nice to be able to do that, because you can play teams differently. And for that, in that set, especially number 22, Isla Urbanek came in and she made good plays, and she helped blocking at the net. And you know, Paisley made some big plays there too from middle front when she was switched from right to middle. So we'll see what they do in set 4, but I think Morgantown's going to be, you know, trying to win this set 4, but John Marshall's going to try and force it to 5. So they need to win this one also, or we're going to have a 5A champion in Morgantown.
Yeah, nice response by the Monarchs as both teams back out on the floor, ready for this 4th set. If you're just joining us here, folks, glad you're with us for the 2025 OVAC Volleyball Championships. John Marshall will get things started in set number 4 as they have just handed Morgantown their first loss in a set in the state of West Virginia. Morgantown hasn't lost to a West Virginia team yet this year. John Marshall picks up the point. A tough call there.
John Marshall scores the first point of this set also. And the ball is in play here again.
Monarchs send it back over. Greeny with a big swing, blocked at the net. These Lady Monarchs have found an answer for Leah Greeny as She may have been hot in those first 2 sets, but they have found a way to stop her here, and they get another kill. And Kimberly mentioned it earlier, momentum a huge factor in this sport, and especially when you have a high-intensity matchup like an OVAC championship, everybody fighting for that coveted title here in the Ohio Valley. It's the Monarchs with a 2-0 lead here in set number 4, looking to force a decisive set number 5. That one just a bit short. Morgantown on the board here in the 4th set. Kelly Ryan doing the serving. Monarchs send it over, and some heat on that one, and too much to handle for the Morgantown libero Audrey Tompkins, as that one off her fingertips and out of bounds. Makes it 3-1, John Marshall. John Marshall, the 2 seed, of course, in this OVAC tournament this year, looking to upset the number 1 Mohegans. Nice serve by Kuntz, and nice dig by the Mohegans, and then a nice kill by number 15, Sarah Naomi. John Marshall leading things once again, and how about Kuntz with the ace? Drops it in. Morgantown just wasn't sure what to do with it there.
Yeah, that's the second serve in a row. She's tried to play that ball in that same similar spot, and trying to force aces there where there's a little bit in serve receive, a little bit of hole in that serve receive pattern that Morgantown's using right now, and Zoe Kuntz is going there again.
She does, and the Mohegans set up Greeny, dug out nicely. Number 38, Bree Defabaugh. But Morgantown will pick up the point. As Greeny heads behind the line to serve things back. Morgantown trailing 2-5 here. Set number 4 of this 5A championship game. Brink with a big swing, dug out once again by Defabaugh. It's back-to-back series. Defabaugh has dug things out, and Kuntz sends it over. Greeny can't handle it. John Marshall with another point. It's 6-2.
That was a huge dig there. That was a hard hit, but Bree stayed low and made contact on that ball, and JM was able to save it to keep that ball in play, and then we're able to place it well and score another point.
John Marshall has definitely slowed down Leah Greeny, who we saw a lot of in the first 2 sets, as the Monarchs pick up another point. Paisley Babachek back in for John Marshall.
John Marshall's using her again as a middle here in set 4, so you know, that worked for them in set 3, and they made that adjustment and they continued with it in set 4.
They set up Babachek. Tompkins handles it. Brink drops it in. Nice play by number 5, reading the defense and picking up a big point for Morgantown as they find themselves trailing once again here in set number 4, 7-3. Madison Wisman checks in to serve things for the Mohegans. Morgantown looking to go on a bit of a run, while John Marshall looking to keep that momentum rolling that they've built here in the last 1.5 sets or so. That one out of bounds, and the Monarchs pick up another point.
Yeah, outside hitter Paige Brink, she was able to use the blockers to score a kill. She went off high hands, and then that ball was just too deep and too high for the back row of John Marshall to defend that ball, and Morgantown scored a point. 4 serving 7 now.
Wisman here. A quick timeout for the John Marshall Monarchs as Coach Eckleberry will talk things over, and we're going to step aside for a quick break as well. It's the 2025 OVAC Volleyball Championships. We'll be right back.
I was the first in my family to go to college.
I was looking to switch careers.
I wanted the highest quality, but most affordable option for a degree.
No matter where you are in life, West Virginia Northern Community College can make your dream of a college degree a reality. With over half of our students being first-generation college students and free tuition for many programs, Northern is the right choice for you.
I can go to college. West Virginia Northern Community College. You belong here.
All right, welcome back to the Echo Center in St. Clairsville, everybody. Nice crowd on hand for this OVAC Class 5A Championship. A couple of Mohegan fans made the trip down. A nice ace there by Madison Wisman, as those Mohegan fans like the looks of that, as our Morgantown girls back to within one on the Monarchs. Wisman sends it back over. Sets up Babicek. Babicek sends it over. They'll set up Brink now. Dug out by Kuntz. There's Miller, Nia Miller once again. Off the hands of the Mohegans and out of bounds as John Marshall gets that lead back out to 2.
That outside hitter, Nia Miller, she's really tooled the block well. The defenders on the Morgantown side are trying to take away line, and she is tooling that block and scored a lot of kills off of that to give John Marshall another momentum point, and here they come to swing again.
Nice save by Greeny. Mohegans get things back over. Miller with another big swing. Brink with a swing, dug out nicely. Number 1, Mason Inclen. It turns into a point for the Monarchs as Inclen handled the heat there on that dig. Gives John Marshall a 3-point lead here in set number 4. Short serve by the Monarchs, and Mohegans respond appropriately as they drop it back in for a point of their own. Back to a 2-point game here.
That was a nice play there from the right side for Morgantown. Kind of caught John Marshall a little bit off guard playing ball 2 with a right side dump. Scored a point, but then we just served it out. So John Marshall gets the point right back. It's 10-7, but competitive match so far, and definitely playing hard volleyball here inside the Echo Center today.
Yeah, great start to this championship matchup. If you're just joining us, we'll have 4 more championship games coming up after this one. Up next is the Class 1A championship.
John Marshall served that ball out too, so Morgantown sided them out really quickly, and now they just serve number 5, Paige Brink.
Greeny takes a swing, dug out by the Monarchs. Babicek, dug out by Brink. Greeny, another effort, and she'll take that all day long as Greeny picks up yet another point for herself and the Mohegans, making this a 1-point deficit now. John Marshall, and that one it's like just off the fingertips there of Addison Blake. Didn't get the hand that she wanted on it. We're back to even at 10 apiece here in set number 4. Morgantown leading this championship game 2-1.
And that ball was in. Morgantown attacked line there towards John Marshall's setter, Sarah Hess, and I think she thought that ball was out, but they got a hard shot, hard line right there to score the point, and now Morgantown has taken the lead, 11-10.
As Derica Nestor of the Mohegans picking up the point. Morgantown with their first lead since set number 2. The Monarchs led all of set number 3, and Morgantown has now stormed back to take a little bit of that momentum away from the Monarchs. Some tight matches here. Two very balanced teams, both playing well on both sides of the ball. The Monarchs get things back to 11-12 now. Babachek takes his seat. Sarah Naomi back into the game for the Lady Monarchs. It's Mason Inclan set to serve it away. The Monarchs libero, and that one's some trouble for the Mohegans libero. Audrey Tompkins just couldn't handle that one cleanly. Back to a tie ball game here at 12 apiece. Inclan with the serve. Tompkins setting up Greeny. Greeny, that heavy hitter, that one too much to handle as that one into the stands on the far side of the arena here. Morgantown reclaims the lead, 13-12. Back and forth we go here in set number 4. Big swing by the Monarchs. Setting up Greeny again. And a nice block there by the Mohegans, and Riley Greeny fired up. As she should be. She's been playing one heck of a game here today at the Echo Center. Tompkins sends things over. Monarchs try to set things up, but a little miscommunication there at the net. The point to the Mohegans. Bannock set to send things back over. Monarchs trailing 13-15.
Yes. That ball was not received very well by Morgantown, and they score a point, and it's only 1 point match now.
Heather Bannock with another serve. Kelly Ryan trying to kill things, but that's not going to happen. And then Brink with a big swing, and Brink gives Morgantown a 2-point lead. We've been calling Paige Brink and Leah Greeny the two big outside hitters for Morgantown, both hitting over 300 on the year. And just, as Coach Wolf says, both just all around complete athletes, exactly what you want. And both of them have been on the floor a majority of this championship game here today.
Great blocking there at net play from Morgantown. But Addison Blake gets one through that strong block from the outside, and John Marshall was able to score. Yeah, I think going back to what you just said, you know, both of those outside attackers for Morgantown, they are scoring kills from the back row, very fast, hard swings. You can just hear how hard they hit the ball here inside the Echo Center. But
here's Greeny again with another one, and right on cue, number 14 gives Morgantown a 2-point lead. Give you folks watching at home some perspective, Greeny entered this game today with 240 kills on the season. Paige entered not far behind her with 235, so those two ladies have plenty of experience, and Morgantown drops it in, stretching their lead out to 3 now. 18 serving 15 in set number 4. Morgantown looking to go on a run here and claim the 5A title That one too strong from Greeny on the serve as John Marshall will get back on the board. It's 18-16 now. Sarah Naomi to serve it for the Monarchs. Setting up Brink, and Brink too strong that time. Back to a 1-point game, 18-17, Morgantown. Naomi sends things over. Morgantown sets up Brink. Brink, a nice block at the net by Babachek, and it turns into a point for the Monarchs. We're back to even, 18 apiece here in set number 4. Kimberly, you've been mentioning it. Babachek moved to that middle position and seems to be working for Coach Eckelberry here the last 2 sets.
Yeah, no doubt. She's doing a great job reading, and she's a tall player and she has a high block. I think looking at the roster for John Marshall, she's the tallest, if not the tallest. But her block is really strong, and she's really taken that adjustment and done a solid job there from middle front, blocking those girls from Morgantown who are just attacking so hard.
Morgantown with a 1-point lead. Babachek stuffed at the net there. Kuntz sends things over. Another point for the Mohegans here as they take a 2-point lead, 20-18.
Yep, the blockers of John Marshall had their hands on that ball too. It was just a little too much, and it was too far to get away to make the second contact on it.
Madison Wisman with the serve. Monarchs set up Nia Miller, but that one right into the net. Couldn't get high enough there. Morgantown takes a 3-point lead, and Coach Eckelberry gonna call a timeout. The Mohegans just 4 points away from claiming the Class 5A title here at the OVAC Volleyball Championships after kind of a heartbreaker last year when they fell to Marietta. We mentioned it earlier. One of their key players had torn her ACL about 16 hours before the championship match last year, and Coach Wolf and the Mohegans had to run an entirely different offense, ending up falling to Marietta. So Morgantown hungry here, and they've got some unfinished business, but don't get me wrong, John Marshall, these last 2 sets, they have not made it easy for the Mohegans, as John Marshall trails by just 3 here in set number 4. Here we go. Wisman with the serve, Babachek. That one out of bounds, the point to the Mohegans. Morgantown just 3 points away. A sparse crowd on that Morgantown side, and rightfully so, as they got the early game of the day here, so not the easiest trip as Morgantown picks up another point, just 2 points away from being crowned champions in the 5A class. Can John Marshall make a little late comeback here to force a decisive Game 5? Madison Wisman has been automatic so far on the serves late in set number 4. Nia Miller, the big swing, a nice block at the net. Brink sets up, that one off the net and out, so the Monarchs do get a point back. They make it 23-19 as John Marshall will take over the serving duties. Sarah Hess, you see on your screen there, set the serve for the Monarchs. Looking to pull off a comeback here. Brink stuffed at the net by Paisley Babachek. We've been talking about her today. Number 27 gets up again and makes a big play for the Monarchs. 23-20.
Yep, huge block there again by number 27, but just stays right on those attackers and has really strong shoulders and presses the net and was successful with a solo block there.
Here comes Riley Greeny, and there it is. One of those back lane spikes that you were talking about, and she gets another one to set up set point here for the Mohegans as the Morgantown fans can sense it. The serve, that one out. John Marshall back to within 3.
Staying alive, John Marshall will serve, and it's 21-24. It's set point here in set 4, and Morgantown still has to stay consistent in serve receive. See if they can score here with the first serve attempt here coming from Nia Miller in this rotation.
And Miller sends it over. Greeny controls it. This one out of bounds, going to be tough to save, and not going to happen as they couldn't get it back over. John Marshall back to within 2, making things interesting here in set number 4 as the Monarchs not ready to go home just yet. Miller serving again. Morgantown sets up Brink. Brink saved by the Monarchs. Greeny set up. There's Morgantown again, and Monarchs can't handle it, and folks, that does it. Your 2025 OVAC champions in Class 5A, the Morgantown Mohegans. They win set number 4, 25-22, taking 3 sets out of 4, and they bounce back after falling shortly last year. Well, folks, game 1 of this championship Saturday's in the books. We're going to take a break here. We'll be right back. It's the 2025 OVAC Volleyball Championships.
Medicine. Here, it's more than a practice. It's a promise. To get you home sooner and get you back out there. To push the boundaries of what convention says is possible. To stop at nothing, no matter what. That's why medicine is in everything we do.
Welcome back to the Echo Center in St. Clairsville, everyone. We have just wrapped up the first game of this championship Saturday. Your 2025 OVAC champions in Class 5A, the Morgantown Mohegans, as you see on your screen there, bouncing back after a loss to Marietta in the championship game last year. But don't get me wrong, the Monarchs gave them a good fight. That 3rd and 4th set, very tight as the Mohegans took set number 4 by a score of 25-22. Morgantown also taking the first 2 sets today. The first one 25-13. Morgantown winning the second 25-17 before John Marshall came back and took set number 3 25-23. And then, like I just said, the Mohegans capped things off in set number 4 with a 25-22 win, winning 3 sets to 1. As you see on your screen, the Monarchs receiving their 5A runners-up medals. Obviously, probably not the result that they wanted, but nonetheless, you always have to be proud when your head coach and your girls can make it all the way to this championship game. Those semifinal matchups are certainly a test as well. And a nice reception here at the Echo Center as lots of Monarch fans making the trip here to St. Clairsville from Marshall County.
A nice round of applause there for the John Marshall Monarchs. They gave Morgantown definitely a good match, and the OVAC committee here is now getting ready to hand out the medals to the champions, Morgantown Mohegans.
If the public would like to
Yeah, Morgantown had a very fast start today. That 25-13 win in set number 1 seemed as if it took John Marshall just a little bit of time to get going before taking that third set. Get a nice shot of the Mohegans and the Monarchs there. A great match to get things underway here as the Monarchs gather in for a nice team picture with those medals. Smiles all around, as it should be, as these ladies have worked hard to get to this point. They'll receive their 5A runners-up plaque from the OVAC committee. Folks will listen in here to the sights and sounds as the Mohegans set to receive their championship medals. Audrey Tompkins, the Morgantown libero, and Paige Brink, one of those big outside hitters we were talking about all game long. Number 9, Kelly Ryan, making her way up for her medal. She was a crucial part in Coach Wolf's team today, and there's number 14, one of the key players in this championship game, as she was all over the place, scoring points left and right. Folks, if you're just joining us looking for the Class 1A championship game, we are just wrapping up here in 5A. The 1A championship between Madonna and Conotton Valley is coming up here in just a bit, set to get underway at 11 a.m. as Morgantown has just claimed the OVAC Class 5A crown. You see the Mohegans? They defeated John Marshall 3-1. And you see them hoisting the hardware into the air, and I'm sure they saved a seat on the bus for that trophy as they'll head back to Morgantown as OVAC champions.
Interesting fact, though, Morgantown does not travel on a bus. They individually drive. I found that out here last year. And I think that's regular for them, but they provide their own transportation for their season. And another coach had shared that with me, but I do believe that that's true. But nonetheless, for the trip back home to Morgantown, they'll secure that with his seatbelt and be glad to take that as they start their postseason run here. I know that was a goal for their coach and their team. She had said that their goal was to get back on the winning side of the OVAC since they were runner-up last year. But strength of program to be here back-to-back and to come back after a loss of last year, and you come back with a new roster and returning players as well. But they came back and they accomplished that goal. So congratulations to Morgantown.
Yeah, their 6th year in a row playing in this championship game, and great tidbit there. Well, folks, we're going to check in with the champion Mohegans here in a minute, as I believe we're going to hear from head coach Abigail Wolf, potentially one of her players, and it'd be nice to give the Mohegan fans some insight. And the Morgantown Mohegans crowned OVAC champions in Class 5A. Just moments away from the Class 1A championship going. Well, WJMH reporter JJ Brown working the sideline today, bringing us interviews with our champions. He joins us now with the winning head coach. JJ?
What do you feel your team did well that allowed them to come out as top as OVAC champion?
I feel like today we really came out with like a lot of chemistry, and like even whenever we messed up, we were still like together, and like the errors didn't really affect us. So I think it was just like us playing together as a team and like being there to support each other.
Yeah, I completely agree. We came out with a lot more energy than we have in other games. There was a lot on the line, so we kind of rose to that occasion a little bit more. Came out really focused and ready to win today.
Thank you. Reporting from the sideline, I'm JJ Brown with WJMH Sports.
All right, JJ, thanks so much. Congrats once again to the Mohegans. Folks, stay tuned. The 1A championship between the Madonna Blue Dons and the Conotton Valley Rockets is coming up after this break.
You're watching a WJMH Media production. We're an entirely student-run broadcasting program based out of John Marshall High School, whose goal is to connect, entertain, and inform. Along with many John Marshall High School productions, WJMH Media has also worked with WTRF, the Wheeling Symphony Orchestra, Augusta Levy Learning Center, OVAC, West Liberty University, and the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube at WJMH Media.